So once you've decided on the purpose of your PGIS exercise, you need to start thinking about the materials you need to actually run those mapping sessions. One of the big factors is the base map you're going to use, the kind of base information you're going to get people to draw on top of with their extra environmental information. All the techniques we're going to show in the upcoming episodes use paper-based systems. They're using paper maps for people to draw on. So I'm just going to show you some different varieties of base maps and talk about the impact they might have on the information that people are allowed to give you. So this first example is a black and white image of the cityscape, and it's quite detailed. So it allowed participants to accurately identify the locations they wanted to talk about and mark them on the map. You can also see that I've highlighted with a dotted line their particular neighbourhood that we wanted them to concentrate on, so that they weren't talking about the whole city but focusing on their particular location. But in certain situations this might actually be too detailed, because there's lots of information here that might confuse people. So there's a compromise to be made between highly detailed base maps like this that might allow people to identify particular locations very well versus more generalised situations. And also you might have to compromise in terms of the information you can get. You don't need highly detailed base maps all the time, and sometimes you can't get them. For some environmental situations it's actually very useful to use colour air photographs. So in this example, I've actually in the GIS beforehand combined an air photograph with an Ordnance Survey map to show the land uses and the field boundaries. So this combination of data allows people to easily see the patterns in the landscape that they might recognise, with some additional factors and features to help them locate themselves, such as the place names and names of river channels, and also some of the land uses. So thinking about the purpose of your PGIS can really help you identify what kind of base map is going to be most appropriate to help the participants locate the places they want to talk to you about and accurately identify the information they want to tell you. If you've invested quite a lot of time in making this kind of base map, you might not want people drawing straight on top of it, as you might want to use it repeatedly. In those situations, it's worth considering using acetate, clear acetate like this, with special pens that allow people to draw onto the acetate, and you can then reuse the base map later for another group meeting or to look at another particular issue without having to keep remaking these quite expensive base maps.